And that's what I've talked about with you and Jeremy, is that wherever you go around the world, music is universal. People are going to have vinyl all over the world. People are going to have CDs. They're going to have cassette tapes. They're going to even have 8-tracks around the world. All that stuff existed. Whereas when I went to the London Card Show with Collectibles, the card hobby, or in the investment, the card world is still kind of new to the rest of the world. Whereas music's been around since the formation of music, basically. And now you have, just like I do with my photos, you've got over 100 years of probably of music media around all over the world you can find. And I know there's like so many things. I watch collectible shows on YouTube of anything from Zamrock to Thai funk to all the prog rock you talk about. I know prog rock is really big in the collectible world. Hip hop has become super huge all over the place, be it cards, whatever collectibles. I mean, I just had a bunch of stuff with Heritage. I know you know the guys from Heritage, but I did very well with my hip hop collectibles with Heritage Auction. So everything, you think about it, people want it. Even current stuff, vintage stuff. What's the oldest item you've graded so far, Robbie?
It was like a 1950s doo-wop record from I forget the artist's name, but it's definitely the oldest thing we graded, where we had to go and trace it because it was kind of like a limited pressing also from those days. So I think the 50s is as far as back as we've gone, but like you said, all these other genres, especially for us, like millennials, hip hop was a big part of us growing up. So a lot of our intake, I think the two main genres is hip hop and grunge music, alternative rock.
Oh,
And
yeah.
those are kind of like the leaders in the grading market right now.
Really?
They're the ones
Good to know.
yeah, they're the ones getting graded the most. After that, I would say it would be 80s and 70s. And then, the 60s and 50s, those are older clientele. So that would be third behind them. And then a surprising thing that I never even thought it would be, Gen Z customers.
Oh, really?
They send in, yeah, they send in their Olivia Rodrigos, their Taylors,
Of course.
all these just like new artists that that is just new product out there. It's kind of like people.
It never ends. It never ends.
People. It's like I did not know. There's things you don't expect, and I also wanted to share something that
Please.
a custom that is the first one that got a 10 today. It's
What? Really?
Yeah, it's the first open 10 cassette in the world. Well, yeah, this is the first
So
one.
that means
So
AMG is pretty strict with the grading, correct?
I mean, getting a
10.
10 in music is like getting a black label in Beckett.
Yeah.
When you get a 10, it's a lot easier, I would say, to get a 10 in cassettes and CDs. But if you get a 10 in vinyl, you're like, you have something. If you get it from AMG, and it's very hard to get a 10. To me, the 9s are the 10s, the 8s, are the 9s. And that's the way I look at the scale. If I get a 9 and an 8, I am ecstatic.
There's a podcast called Between Two Slabs. They consume mass media. It seems so sad. It's the great curator and Merlin.